Hi guys, I'm Avi.
And I'm Terry.
We're a dad
and daughter, and we're watching, reviewing, and ranking every Marvel Cinematic Universe movie leading up to Avengers Endgame. In this episode, we'll be discussing 2017's Thor Ragnarok. It was directed by Taika Waititi, stars Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Cate Blanchett, Jeff Goldblum, Tessa Thompson, and Idris Elba. The movie had a budget of $180 million and brought in a box office of $854 million. So, Avi, who's your favorite character in Thor Ragnarok?
Thor.
Why?
Just because he's the funniest person, ever.
Yeah.
He's, the funniest person in the MCU, other than maybe... Oh, gosh.
Of the original Avengers?
Yeah.
He's the funniest.
Yeah,
I
he's
agree.
definitely the funniest.
Yeah.
This whole movie was just funny.
Yeah. It's funny when you look back at our rankings with Thor 1 and Thor the Dark World. It's in the Dark World, they kind of started to make Thor funny, but they didn't really make... and even in Thor 1, there was some scenes where he, walks into the pet store and he's like, I need a horse!
Yeah.
There's funny stuff in those movies, but
this was a
they
comedy.
nailed it. They just nailed it. It is so funny. Avi and I are constantly quoting this movie all the time. I've been quoting the scene when he's like, I prefer you, talking to Banner today. It's so, Thor is... They nailed his character in this. I totally agree with you. And not only is he just funny, but he's really serious at a few spots, too, that we'll talk about. Excuse me. And so I totally agree. I think Thor's great. My favorite character, I went with two. I'm calling it Grandmaster and Korg. And my reason is every moment of film that either Grandmaster or Korg is in this movie,
hilarious.
It's perfect. It is perfect.
When he was what's the word that I always use to describe her? It starts with a G and she goes, trash.
Trash. She's were you just waiting to say that? He's so perfect. Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster is perfect. Korg is actually played by Taika Waititi, the director.
Really?
And perfect. So funny. So perfect. So for me, it's Grandmaster and Korg. But I agree. I think Thor's great in this. Who's your least favorite character?
Scourge.
I agree. Why?
Because the instant she comes in, he's like, I'm just a cleaning guy.
Right.
Just so he couldn't get killed. I was like, stop.
Yeah. I will add on to that. My least favorite character is Hela, but it's not her fault. I think that this movie is so funny and so good that anytime that Thor, Grandmaster, or Korg are not on screen is wasted time because all you want is to get back to them. And so I think Hela and Scourge kind of in connection with her they're fine, but they're just not as good as the stuff with
so
Thor.
you're like
all right,
get
back. Let's go back. Let's go back to Sakaar. Let's get back to Thor. Let's get so when Hela's doing all of her killing people, she's telling the truth about what happened with Odin. All of that stuff is interesting, and I think Cate Blanchett is great. But I'm oh my gosh, can we get back to the funny stuff, please? So I agree. I think Scourge and Hela, the worst parts of this movie, but I say worst with air quotes.
They're not. It's not a bad part. They're not badly acted.
Right.
It's not a bad part or anything.
Right.
It's just not exciting.
Not as good. It's just not the best. Even I am rethinking about the opening scene of the movie when Thor's in the cage talking to himself.
Yes.
And then the scene with Surtur when he's he's spinning. He's I'm not even moving. I promise. It's just doing it on its own. All of that stuff is so funny, so great, so awesome. Avi, what's your favorite scene in the movie?
The bridge scene slash lightning when they have the really cool music.
Yes.
And when they're finally winning. That's always my favorite part in a movie.
Yeah.
I get so excited and I'm smiling.
Yeah.
It's just so cool, with all the lightning and
the music's perfect.
And the fireworks come out behind.
And the music's perfect.
Yeah.
And it's a callback because the movie opens with that same song when he's fighting Surtur.
Yeah.
And that lightning, there's that one shot where he's coming down and the lightning's coming with him and all of the zombies are
that was
so cool. I literally want a poster of that shot on my wall because it's so awesome.
It's amazing.
And you get the immigrant song, the Led Zeppelin song is so perfect, and it's the only thing you could compare it to is the scene in Infinity War when Thor shows up in Wakanda. It's that same level of this is so awesome. I'm literally smiling from cheek to cheek. I love that scene. I'm gonna say literally any favorite scene for me. Any scene with the Grandmaster and/or Korg on screen.
Yeah.
So funny. The part when Thor first comes into the prison and Korg is like telling him everything, and he's like, this is my friend Meek. He's got blades for hands, but don't worry, unless you're made of paper. That's a little rock paper scissors joke. Like, everything is funny, everything is perfect. The Grandmaster, when he's talking about like how time works on Sakaar and everything, it's so perfect. It's so great. What was your least favorite scene?
When Scourge changes to good.
Yeah.
And you wrote Titanic scene on here.
Yeah, because he's sneaking on with all the women and children.
Sneaking on with all the
Yeah.
And like then right at the end he finally changes to good, and then they do this slow motion falling scene, which is not necessary because no one cares that he died.
Right. Yeah.
Like he's like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna build on that. My least favorite scene is when Scourge dies. He does like this weird he's like flopping and then he like falls and it's so bad.
I don't even, like, it'd be better if they played the music when Loki dies.
Yeah. Right.
Ooh.
Yeah. We should. So that's my other. I didn't even mention this. Like the scene when they're doing the fake play at the beginning, and it's like it's Loki. Loki's having them put on the play of his own death so that he can watch it, pretending to be Odin. This movie is so good from start to finish. So funny. So my least favorite scene was when Scourge dies because I just said it was ridiculous. So overall, I think both of us absolutely loved this movie. It's easily the best Thor movie. I think it sort of it was like they rewrote Thor in the middle. Like after 2 Thor movies, they decided we're going to totally change this character.
He's going to be a funny...
And it all worked.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. It's totally perfect. So we get 2 post-credit scenes. We get the one at the end. You think everything's working out. Thor and Loki are getting along together now. That's my other favorite scene too, is the scene when they're in the elevator, because this movie is hilarious, so funny, but then you get this little moment where Loki says to Thor, I didn't realize you thought so little of me, and Thor says, I thought the world of you, brother. I thought we would fight side by side forever, but you're you and I'm me, and he just accepts who Loki is, and I was on the verge of tears in this movie that is so funny. There's this scene where I'm like, and like the stuff with Valkyrie, when you find out her backstory about how all of her, like, the members of her order were killed.
Like her friends.
Right.
And I think the one girl was like her girlfriend or something.
It's implied that there's like a relationship between them too. So we get post-credit scene. Thanos arrives, which is like leads directly into Infinity War.
It's so sad because like everyone's happy finally.
Right.
Like they just got out of a disaster.
Right.
It's been 10 minutes.
And then the other post-credit scene is the Grandmaster comes crawling out of his ship after the revolution, and he's like, great revolution. You can't have a revolution without having someone to overthrow. So it's a tie. So overall, we absolutely loved this movie. Let's just kind of give everybody a quick rundown of where we are in our rankings thus far. This is our 17th movie, Avi, so it's a long list. Give me a second. Let me take a deep breath. Number 16, Thor the Dark World. Number 15, The Incredible Hulk. Number 14, Thor. Number 13, Doctor Strange. Number 12, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 11, Ant-Man. Number 10, Iron Man. Number 9, Iron Man 3. Number 8, The Avengers. Number 7, Iron Man 2. Number 6, The Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 5, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 4, Captain America the First Avenger. Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 2, Captain America Winter Soldier. And number 1, Captain America Civil War. I think I know where you're going to rank it, but I'm not going to say anything.
I think you're wrong. I think you think I'm going to put it at 1.
I don't think you're going to put it at 1. Where are you ranking Thor Ragnarok?
I would either put it at 3 or 2, but I love funny movies, so I'm probably going to put it at a 2.
Okay, so we're going to...
What did you think?
I thought you were going to put it either at 2 or 3, so I'm going to put it here.
Huh. Wow, Daddy knows me.
So we've
Every
got...
single time you've guessed right.
I think I'm getting a feel for the ones that you like, and I know that you like the comedies a lot, and I do too. So that means that as of now, our rankings stand as such. Number 1, Captain America Civil War, still. Number 2, Thor Ragnarok, which we loved. Number 3, Captain America the Winter Soldier. Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 5, Captain America the First Avenger. Number 6, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 7, The Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 8, Iron Man 2. Number 9, The Avengers. Number 10, Iron Man 3. Number 11, Iron Man. Number 12, Ant-Man. Number 13, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 14, Doctor Strange. Number 15, Thor. Number 16, The Incredible Hulk. And number 17, Thor the Dark World. Avi, we are almost to the end of this list. Our next movie, we are officially in movies that came out in 2018, is Black Panther, followed by Avengers Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and then we are done with Avengers Endgame. So that's it. So as of now, those are our rankings up until we get through to these last few movies. So until then, adios, you guys.
Have a marvelous day.